Well, my truck broke down just over the hill on an old logging trail, out doing a little bit of four-wheeling. I got no cell signal and nobody else with me, so looks like I'm going to have to hoof it out, see if I can catch a ride somewhere or something like that. Good thing I got my get-home bag. Hey everybody, this is JJ. So today what I want to talk with you about is a get-home bag. The concept of a get-home bag and what a get-home bag is supposed to be. I've seen a lot of different videos on these, and a lot of people, have a wide variety of ways of packing them, a wide variety of contents and all that kind of stuff, and that's totally cool. It really, the get-home bag should be something that you pack that is going to work for your situation. Okay, so the overall concept of the get-home bag is that it's a bag that you keep in your vehicle that you could carry with you if for whatever reason you had to separate from your vehicle. Okay, now it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have to hike through the backwoods, and be out here in the middle of nowhere like I am right now. It could just be that you're gonna separate from your vehicle and you're gonna hitch a ride with somebody. Maybe your car just breaks down, but you want to have some, additional personal protection, easy access to a firearm or pepper spray or a baton or something, or maybe you do have to go by foot, maybe for whatever reason, if there was a natural disaster, you're cut off from your house or whatever, and the only way that you could get back to a safe place was to go by foot, then you could take this bag with you. So it is sort of a survival kit, but really the intent of it and the items that you pack in it are going to facilitate you to get back to your house. Okay, and there are some unique things about packing a get-home bag, because you've got to take into consideration that you want it to be light. You want to be able to move quickly with it. I mean, I recommend that you keep it under 20 pounds at the most. And that is if you're carrying a lot of stuff. If you can get it closer to 10 or 12 or whatever, then that's probably the best way to go. However, there are considerations for your personal situation. So, like for me, example, I rarely ever get more than 100 miles from my house, but I'm very frequently more than 50 miles from my house. All right, and probably on average in a 12-hour span, walking on decent roads, you're probably going to be, looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 miles an hour, maybe 4 miles an hour if you're really hoofing it, but over the long term, probably 3 miles an hour. So 12 hours of walking would get you about 36 miles. So you can kind of use that for a gauge of what kind of items you would need in your bag. If you're going to be, more than 36 miles from your house where you might need to stay the night, you might need to stop and rest, then maybe you're going to need some shelter items. Like I've got a emergency blanket, one of the bigger, heavier duty ones back here, stretched over a hammock, so that I could lay that out and I could take a rest if I needed to, or even stay the night if the weather got really bad or whatever the case may be. But if you're a person who hardly ever goes more than 10 miles from your house, then the items that you're going to pack in your get-home bag are going to be considerably different from what I would have in mind. If you live in the city, it's going to be a lot different than somebody who lives more in a rural area. So it really just kind of depends on your particular situation. But there are certain concepts that you want to keep in mind. Communication. If you have a family communication plan, and that entails coming up on like a CB, a portable CB, or one of the little GRS radios or a MERS radio or something along those lines, then you should have that with you so that you can follow your communication plan and talk with your family. Obviously the basics like water purification, fire starting, some sort of shelter, again, depending on your situation. Those things could all be in there. but unique to that, you may want to have some other types of items that, you know, if you wear dress clothes, maybe you want to have a change of socks, or, you know, a different kind of footwear or something along those lines. You know, it's really kind of a personal thing, but the point is that you want to have a bag that's gonna help facilitate you to get from wherever you are back to your home as quickly as possible. So that is the idea behind the Get Home bag, and I'll go through a complete breakdown of all the items that I keep in mine in a separate video, and I'll link that in an annotation here so that you guys can see that, and it'll be kind of a tabletop review of all the things that are in there. And I'll also do a review of the bag itself, which I've used the Maxpedition VersaPack Mongo. It's an excellent bag, and we'll do a full complete review of that as well. So anyhow, guys, that is just kind of my quick explanation of what a bug out bag, or I keep saying bug out bag, what a Get Home bag is, and you know what it's intended to be used for. It's really going to vary quite widely. If you're a person that's far from your house, you may need to put more things in there. If you live closer, then there might be less, but there are a few essentials: your self-defense, you know, your basic food and water, you know, clothing in case the inclement weather, maybe a rain jacket, those kind of things. I mean, there are some of those things that will kind of be universal, but the individual parts of it will kind of be up to you. Anyhow, guys, that has just been my opinion on what a Get Home bag should be used for, kind of the concept of how it should be used and how you should go about developing it for your own personal situation. No one size fits all. It really kind of depends on you and what you need. So thanks for watching, and if you found this useful, then please hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends on different social media platforms, stuff like that. Always appreciate that. And go ahead and pull the trigger on the subscribe button as well if you haven't before. So thanks so much, guys. We'll see you shortly in another video soon. Stay safe. Get home? The heck with getting home. I'd just stay here for a while. I think I'm going to have a little nap.